Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Bold and Beautiful today. So Eric Forrester is doing something on the Bold and the Beautiful. I think he might take his grandson RJ Forrester with him to Katie's company. That would be very bad for RJ Forrester. Eric Forrester is mad at his son Rich Forrester because Rich Forrester made Eric Forrester retire. Now Eric Forrester is going to make Rich Forrester pay for what he did. Eric Forrester could even turn RJ Forrester against Rich Forrester. Here is what is going to happen on the Bold and the Beautiful. Asterisk, there are spoilers below about the Bold and the Beautiful and what Eric Forrester and RJ Forrester are going to do. Eric Forrester has always been really close to his grandson RJ Forrester. They have a connection. Now that RJ Forrester is home, his father Ridge wants him to start working at Forrester Creations again. RJ Forrester has to make a choice. If RJ Forrester wants to work with Eric Forrester, he will have to go to Katie Spencer's company called Logan. Eric Forrester has a design job at Logan. RJ Forrester can work with Eric Forrester at Logan if he wants to. This is a deal and it is still a secret, but Eric Forrester has decided to go work for his son's rivals Katie and Bill Spencer at their new fashion company. When Rich finds out about Eric Forrester's decision, things are going to get really bad. If Rich finds out that Eric Forrester took RJ to work with him at Spencer Publications, not Logan, a big fight will happen between Eric Forrester and Ridge. Now Bill and Katie's son Will Spencer Jr. is still working for Ridge at Forrester Creations, even though it is not a good idea for Will Spencer Jr. to be working for Ridge because his parents own a rival company, Spencer Publications. Ridge is really enjoying the fact that Dollar Bill's son's his employee. It would be pretty funny if Ridge's son went to work for Dollar Bill. Ridge is loving this situation. Sparks are flying at Forrester. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers are saying that RJ Forrester has a crush on Elektra, who is his fake cousin. The fact that Elektra has a boyfriend does not seem to bother RJ Forrester. If RJ Forrester falls for Elektra Forrester, then the chances of him leaving Forrester Creations soon are very small. RJ Forrester is stuck on Elektra Forrester. Do you think that Eric will convince RJ to go with him to the new fashion company? Or will he turn his grandpa down so he can hang out with Elektra at FC? Katie is thinking about giving jobs to Dylan and Will. This might make Elektra really mad. Katie Logan Spencer is considering hiring Melissa Dillon and Will Spencer. Will this make Elektra Forrester unhappy? Worried about her relationship with them? Elektra and Will already talked to Steffi Forrester Finnegan about getting a job for Melissa Dillon at Forrester Creations. They wanted Melissa Dillon to be the receptionist. It did not work out because Steffi Forrester Finnegan had to give the job to someone else. Katie Logan Spencer giving jobs to Dylan and Will might still upset Elektra Forrester and cause her to worry about her relationship with Will Spencer. Dylan needs to find a job that pays her money fast. She cannot just have an internship. Dylan is a good artist and she has a lot of skills. Maybe Katie can help Dylan get a job at Logan. Katie wants to put a team really quickly. Dylan would be great for this team because she is so talented as an artist. Katie could give Dylan a job and this would be very helpful to Dylan. Will may suggest Melissa Dillon to his mom at some point. Melissa Dillon would be a match for something. Will thinks Melissa Dillon is really good. He might tell his mom to show some of her work to Katie. Katie can look at it. Say yes because she wants new and different ideas to help Logan. Melissa Dillon is what Katie is looking for. She might start working at the Logan offices soon. Will thinks Melissa Dillon is a choice and he will tell his mom about her. Katie will like Melissa Dillon because she has ideas that can help Logan. Melissa Dillon can work with Katie, help her with Logan. Will wants his mom to meet Melissa Dillon and see her work. Melissa Dillon is a person for the job and Katie will like her. Wait, that is not what I am supposed to do. Here is the correct version. Will may suggest Melissa Dillon to his mom at some point. Will thinks Melissa Dillon would be a match and he might encourage his mom to share some of Melissa Dillon's work with Katie. Katie could look at Melissa Dillon's work. Quickly agree that Melissa Dillon is what she is looking for because Katie is seeking fresh and unique ideas to help Logan stand out. It is possible that Melissa Dillon will meet all of Katie's criteria and soon find herself working at the Logan offices with Katie and helping Logan. Will believes that Melissa Dillon is a choice and he will tell his mom about Melissa Dillon. Katie will like Melissa Dillon's ideas. Want to work with Melissa Dillon to help Logan. Elektra is probably happy that she is getting a paycheck now. Something unexpected might happen and change everything. Will is worried about his job at Forrester Creations. This is because Katie's fashion house has caused some problems. It makes sense that Will is anxious about his job at Forrester. Rich told Will that he does not blame him for what his parents did. Rich Forrester basically said to Will that his parents' actions are not his fault. The situation with Katie is not related to Will. Rich does not think that Will is similar to his father, Bill Spencer. Rich just does not believe that. The bold and beautiful spoilers show that there will be problems soon. If Will hears Rich saying things about Katie, he might get upset and defend Katie. Katie is his mom. If Rich says many bad things, Will might even leave. There is a company called Spencer that Will can join if he wants to. This company is very successful. It belongs to the Spencer family. Will can be a part of the Spencer empire if he chooses to. The Spencer empire is waiting for Will if he wants it. Will has the option to work for his father. He also has the option to work for his mother. Will can work for Bill at Spencer Publications. This is something he can do. Katie might tell him to use what he knows about the fashion industry to help her with Logan. If Will and Dylan work together, Logan Electra will be very upset. The idea of Dylan and Will working together without Electra is a problem for her. Will and Dylan at Logan is something that will make Electra furious. According to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Dylan will lead to much larger problems in the upcoming weeks. So keep an eye out for any breakup news that could be developing for Electra and Will. Eric Forrester is sitting quietly thinking deeply. Then he makes a decision that will change everything for the Forrester family. It starts when Eric Forrester sees RJ across the room at Forrester Creations. Eric Forrester notices that RJ has a charm and he looks like a Forrester, but Eric Forrester also sees something more in RJ. Eric Forrester is curious about what makes RJ tick. He wants to know more about the business of Forrester Creations beyond just being a part of the Forrester family. Eric Forrester wants to understand what RJ is really about. Eric notices something that other people have not seen. RJ is at a point where he has to make a choice. He is stuck between what people expect him to do and what he really wants to be. The Forrester family name is very important. It is putting a lot of pressure on RJ. He wants to do something that's just his own thing. Eric thinks that RJ will not find the answer to his problems at Forrester Creations, where he has worked for a time. Eric believes that the answer might be at Katie Logan's company, which is getting bigger and bigger. This is an idea because Katie Logan's company is not what people would expect RJ to be involved with. Eric is a man who always thinks about the future. He does what he thinks is right even if it means doing things than they have been done before. Rich thinks that only people with the name Forrester should be in charge of Forrester Creations. Eric does not think that is a good idea. He thinks that way of thinking is old and will not work. Eric remembers when he was younger. He wanted to do things his own way. He took a lot of risks to build Forrester Creations into what it's today. Now everyone wants to be in charge of it. When Eric sees RJ struggling with the pressure of being a Forrester, he wants to help him. Eric feels like he needs to protect RJ and make sure he is okay. Eric cares about RJ like a father would. He does not want RJ to become another person who gets hurt by what his family expects of him. RJ is a person and he does not want to see him get crushed by the problems that happen inside the family and the pride that people have because of how long they have been around. Katie's company is still. It is still a place where people can make things happen. It is not like companies that have been around for a long time and have a lot of people with big egos who do not get along. This company is a chance for RJ to do something good. The idea of taking RJ with him and teaching him things outside of the Forrester family is starting to feel like the thing to do. It is even starting to feel necessary to take RJ with him and mentor him outside of the Forrester family. When Eric first brings up the idea, people react away and it gets really heated. Ridge is completely caught off guard. He is so angry that he can barely keep it inside as he asks Eric why his son would even be thought of for a job outside of the family business. To Eric's father Ridge, this is not about business, it is a personal attack. Ridge remembers all the arguments he had with Eric about who is in charge, what the company should be doing and what will happen to the family empire in the future. Eric's idea brings up feelings and fights that Ridge thought were over. The family empire and Eric's decision are really getting to Ridge. Eric is doing something that goes against what Ridge thinks is important. He is working with Katie, who's a Logan, and he is also bringing RJ into this group. This feels like a challenge to Ridge. Brooke is trying to help everyone get along. She loves Eric. She is loyal to him, but she also cares about Ridge. Brooke thinks Eric has reasons for what he is doing, but she is worried about how it will affect everyone's feelings. She thinks it could be good for RJ. She also knows how much Forrester Creations means to Ridge. Forrester Creations is not a company. To Ridge it is a part of who he is. RJ is really surprised. He did not think Eric would see him like this and give him a chance to do something that is not already planned for him because of his family. The idea that Eric has for him is very exciting. It also scares him a lot. Working with Eric would be great because Eric built the Forrester company and RJ could learn a lot from him. That would be a big honor for RJ. The problem is that Eric's company is also connected to Katie's company, and that means RJ would be right in the middle of all the fighting and problems that his family has, which is something he has been trying to stay away from. RJ is thinking about the Forrester company, how it could change his life. The Forrester company is a part of his family's history, and working with Eric would mean he is a part of it too. RJ knows that saying yes could make things really tough with Ridge. It could also make things with Brooke. The people in his family do not forget when someone does something they think is wrong. They will remember it forever. But the more RJ thinks about this offer, the more it seems like it could be a good thing for him. It feels like it could be a way for him to be free and do what he wants. RJ thinks that this offer could be a chance for him to start fresh and be happy. The idea of RJ accepting the offer feels like freedom to him. Katie Logan is really surprised. She is also very interested. She did not think Eric Forrester would want to work closely with her company, and she definitely did not think he would bring RJ into her company. Katie Logan knows what this could do for her company. It could make her company look good, it could give her company experience, and it could show everyone that her company is not inferior to Forrester's company. Katie Logan is also thinking about what could go wrong with this decision. She knows that Ridge will be upset about this. She knows that Steffi will not believe that Eric Forrester really wants to help Katie Logan's company. Katie Logan is worried about what will happen with the people she cares about, like Ridge and Steffi, because of this decision. Katie knows that people will start talking about this away. They will talk about her loyalty and what she really wants. They will wonder if she is doing this for a reason or if she is just being mean. Katie cannot ignore the chance she has been given. She thinks RJ can do things, and she likes the way Eric sees the future. For the time in a long time, Katie feels like she is making something that is good because it is good, not just because of who is involved. Katie feels like she is building something with RJ and Eric that will stand on its own. That feels really good. To Katie, news is spreading that there might be a change, and this is causing a lot of upset in Los Angeles. Steffi is wondering if Eric is making a decision because she thinks this is not really about helping someone but more about being stubborn. Ivy sees a chance to gain something from all the confusion. She is thinking about how this change could affect the people in charge of the fashion world. Carter is paying attention because he knows that when people start working with new partners, it can lead to unexpected problems. Even people who are not really involved are feeling the effects of this change. Because when someone from the Forrester family does something outside of the family business, it means that there are problems at the heart of the family. The timing is really bad for RJ. He is already dealing with a lot of emotions because of Elektra. She is trying to get her life together after what Will did to her. Now RJ is thinking about making a change in his career. This is of like what Elektra is doing with her life, trying to become a new person. RJ starts to see things clearly because of this. Elektra is behind him all the way. She knows he needs to do what is best for him, not what he thinks he should do. RJ and Elektra are getting closer. They understand each other. They are not afraid to be vulnerable with each other. The bond between RJ and Elektra is getting stronger and stronger. People do not all see this connection in the way. They do not all think this career move is a thing. Will is watching from the sidelines. He does not like what he sees. He feels like he is being replaced by RJ, and that hurts him a lot. Will has already lost Elektra in a lot of ways. Now RJ seems to be taking over the things that Will wishes he had. RJ is moving into a future where he's free to do what he wants, and he has a sense of direction. These are things that Will fears he does not have. The career move that RJ is making is one that Will thinks he cannot make. RJ is getting the things that Will wants for himself, like independence and purpose. Eric is not going to change his mind. He is very sure of what he wants. He tells Ridge and the rest of the family to listen to him. Eric says that being part of a legacy is not about being in charge, it is about growing and changing. He thinks RJ should be able to learn and make mistakes without feeling bad. Eric does not want RJ to have to live up to being the person in charge of Forrester Creations. He wants RJ to be able to succeed on his own. Eric says that taking RJ to Katie's company is an idea. It is not about leaving Forrester Creations, it is about helping the next generation learn and get ideas. Eric believes this will make Forrester Creations stronger. In the end, Ridge only hears that his son is going to be taken from him. He is scared that he will lose his son to a world that he has no control over. The thought of separation is all that Ridge can think about. The thought of not being able to protect his son is a fear for him. Ridge is worried that he will not be able to keep his son safe in a world that he does not understand. Things are getting really tough as the big decision gets closer. Family dinners are turning into fights. People are saying mean things to each other and getting defensive. Brooke is worried that she is stuck in the middle of two Forrester men who cannot agree. Katie is preparing herself for people to say things about her, but she is not going to let it bother her just because she is doing well and it makes others unhappy. RJ is right in the middle of all this. He knows that whatever he decides will change his life. Not just what he does for work but who he is as a person. The decision is a deal for RJ and the Forrester men, and it is causing a lot of tension. When Eric finally says he is taking RJ with him, big problems start away. Ridge feels like Eric did something to him. Steffi feels like she is in danger of losing something. People start talking. Soon everyone knows what is going on. RJ is going on a journey with Eric Forrester, and he knows this is not just a new job, it is also about being free to make his own choices. We do not know if Eric and RJ will do well together or if they will fail because of much stress. But one thing is, for sure, Eric's decision has changed everything. Nothing will be the same again. On The Bold and the Beautiful, legacies aren't inherited, they are fought for, challenged, and redefined. And as Eric Forrester prepares to walk into Katie's company with RJ at his side, the question isn't just whether this move will succeed. The real question is how many relationships will survive the consequences. The trouble that started when Eric Forrester took RJ to work with Katie is getting worse. It is pulling everyone into a mess of hurt feelings, people changing sides, and a lot of emotional pain. This is causing problems for the Forrester family, and it might even break them apart. Ridge is getting really angry. It is turning into something more serious. He thinks Eric Forrester did not just pick Katie's company, he thinks Eric Forrester picked against him the Forrester family, and that really bothers Ridge. The Forrester family is in a lot of trouble because of Eric Forrester's decision. I have to say, talking to Eric is really tough. It feels like we are fighting all the time. He says he is just worried about me. Every time he talks to me I feel like he is disappointed in me. Ridge thinks RJ should work at Forrester Creations. He does not think RJ should learn about business outside of the family company. Ridge thinks this would be an idea. Really, Ridge is scared. He is scared that RJ will do well without his help. Ridge is scared that RJ will find out who he really is, without all the things Ridge wants him to be. RJ might be happy without Ridge telling him what to do all the time. Brooke is trying to help Ridge and RJ get along. She tells Ridge that RJ needs some space to figure things out on his own. Ridge is still thinking about all the bad things that happened in the past with the Logans and the Forresters. He is remembering all the times he felt hurt and betrayed. RJ can tell that his dad is not happy with him. This is making RJ feel bad and worried. He is trying to be strong and do what he thinks is right. He is not giving up even though it is hard for him. RJ is moving forward no matter what his dad thinks. The problem between Ridge and RJ is still there. It is causing a lot of tension. The man knows that this choice is not about his job. It is about the kind of life he wants to live. He has to decide what he really wants, even if that means people will not like his decision. He has always tried to get people to like him. Now he has to think about what is best for him, not just what others think. The man is choosing his path, and that is a big deal for him. At Katie's company, people are really excited because Eric and RJ are going to work. Katie knows this is a deal and she wants to make sure everyone stays professional. There are rumors going around about what this partnership means. Katie is happy to have RJ on board. Not just because Eric wants her to. She thinks RJ has a lot to offer. She is willing to give him a chance. She makes it clear that RJ will have to work to meet her expectations. This matters a lot to RJ. Katie wants RJ to know that he will have to earn her trust and respect. It will not be given to him easily. RJ understands that Katie's company is an opportunity for him and he is ready to put in the effort. He wants to show that he can do things on his own, not because he's a Forrester, not because he is Ridge's son, but because he is a person with good ideas.